You see the skull, it can mean one thing. You're in the den of Brian McKenzie. It's like a pain den, a suffer den. Here's what's going on today. As our follow-up to our public service announcement, I want you to take your lacrosse ball, I want you to take your hard ball, and we're going to spend some time on the bottom of your feet. I want you to think, the bottom of your feet, basically your feet have like 7 layers of musculature. Remember that plantar fascia comes from the heel, branches out to the kind of the heads of the metatarsals here, and it's a big triangle piece of connective tissue, but all of those layers need to be soft. If you've ever tried to skin a human foot, it's a pain in the butt. I'm here to tell you. Remember, best face skinner in the class, Samuel Merritt, you can take that to the bank, this guy. And what I'm telling you is that it's actually really lots of tissue. If this tissue is thickened and ropey and nasty, we don't see this dynamic arch. The foot is designed to be able to contour, support, adjust. I mean, it's an amazing machine, and if yours is stiff and board-like, you're going to have a problem. We see that the athletes end up having really stiff at the bottom of the feet, and no wonder we end up having plantar fascial problems, or we end up loading our Achilles. If I'm stiff here, I'm going to transfer a lot more energy here. I need to have the whole system be able to be supple. So let's take a few minutes, get on that lacrosse ball, start the base of your foot there, smash up and down. And what you're going to find is that there's probably another little tender bit here, and that's where that posterior tibialis hooks around the back of kind of your ankle bone here and gives your arch some support. And what ends up happening is that a lot of the control that happens when we run or go plant down so we don't spin ends up putting that foot into a good position. So that posterior tib gets tight. You'll notice that this is a tender area along your arch. You can also take that ball, double hand, find a tricky spot in your calf. As we work our way up, I want you to anchor in that, make some circles, get a tender spot, make some circles. How long do we treat soft tissue? We treat until we make change. So hang out until there's not a spot. What we like to do is try to create a tack and then stretch past it. This is active tack and stretch. It's a poor person's ART, remember that? Hey, I know. TM. The other thing we're going to do is make sure that the skin over all the ankle bones is working. So this is a skin check. Is my skin supple? Can my skin slide in all directions? What you might find is you dorsiflect, we should still see that your skin is mobile in all directions. If you're having a problem where I'm going to take up all the slack, if your skin looks like this and doesn't move, you need to grab a ball and figure out a way to anchor that skin and give it a quick whack. And so all I'm doing is taking up the slack over the ankle bones and giving it a quick pop. Fascial release with percussion if you have to bill for insurance. If not, the technical part is making sure your skin slides by whacking the ball. And all I'm doing is just freeing up that surface layer, which tends to get matted down. It's like a wet cheese sandwich. How cool is that? Not cool, bro. So go ahead, make sure that all of that is sliding. It's harder on the outside of your foot. You may need to get a super friend, but these bony spots are really clear areas that we need to know. Medial malleolus, lateral malleolus, and make sure that that skin on your is sliding here. Hammer on that posterior tib. And then where else could you go? Oh, we don't talk about it much, but look at this. Games WOD 3 on my shins, telling the story. Also, this is anterior tibialis. If you are running correctly, you should not have shin splints, but still, even this little anterior compartment gets ropey. Try to figure out a way to even spend some time and see if we can't open up the front of that ankle a little bit. Get into that triple extension where that foot is pointed in plantar flexion, hang out, get a nice little big stretch in the front of here. You know, a lot of you guys talk about how your shins burn, and then I can take that ball and I can just roll back and forth across my shin here. So a couple minutes each place, just basic ankle foot kind of rehab because you've been wearing your slippers. Don't wear the slippers. We'll see you tomorrow.